That was the big thing. You're like, I want to pull 3 times my body weight, and that's kind of the main focus. Yeah, and I think when Daniel came to me, one of the biggest things, like I said, that was exciting for me was kind of the same thing that he mentioned. It's knowing it's a coach who's in the OPEX method and has those principles and has his sort of background with training, having that transition. Like he's someone who knows how he wants to treat his clients, and one knows how to be a great client too. Even though he was like he's saying, I want to go through that client journey. Like he's someone who knows how to be a great client, which means feedback, which means communication, which means kind of, you know, really refining the details that we go through each week. And when we sat down, I remember one of the big things you first started with was the 3x deadlift. Like that was the big thing. You're like, I want to pull 3 times my body weight, and that's kind of the main focus. You also were kind of, you know, giving me some information in regards to how you wanted to kind of just find some structure in it again, because you felt a little bit like lackluster in the training, and you just wanted something to be able to pull up, look at, have all the things, you know, trust it, and then go from there. So
Yeah.
well, you know, when we originally sat down, um there's a lot of things that go into my head when I hear that sort of thing. And obviously when you start to talk about, you know, it's nice when you have someone who just sits down and is like, hey, I have a specific goal that I want to achieve. Here's the number I want to hit. And really everything else around that right now is extra credit. But I really like, this is my focus. And obviously that doesn't happen with every single client. And I don't think that happens with probably 95% of the clients you're going to deal with. Not many of them are going to come in with the experience and I guess, desire of like such a specific thing as a Daniel. So it makes my job a lot easier. But even in that setting, you still having that initial conversation, sitting down and listening, right? Because even if it is, hey, Daniel wants to pull a 3x deadlift, we also want to put ourselves in a position to make sure we're doing that in the right capacity, fitting in the other things that he wants to do. Obviously, he's an online coach. He has a lot of things that he has to do throughout his day in regards to like client upkeep and making sure he's on point for that stuff. So we want to make sure he's moving in the right way, but also fitting in his life, right? And we want to make sure that we're designing all this stuff. And that's really the whole point of this, you know, this weekly video series we're going to put on, is to show you the process of taking someone like Daniel, how we can design it, how we can make it really efficient, and kind of plug the pieces and make something beautiful in regards to programs.